Explain. Chicago Bears Sam Hurd busted with cocaine. Ouch! Imagine getting caught with 2.2 pounds of coke. Who could afford to buy and afford to be this dumb? Maybe it takes a Sam Hurd Chicago Bears wide receiver to fit the bill. Let's pretend we know the price to buy a kilogram of blow. At roughly, rounding down, 2 pounds to a kilo, 16 ounces to a pound, 28 grams to an ounce, comes to 896 grams. Assume $85 per grams, comes to 76,160 big ones. Is Mr. Hurd a big dope or what? Scratch that, he's not such a dope. He told the undercover agent he'd only pay $25,000 per kilo. So he'd make quite a bit of scratch on the resale. Hold it, did someone say undercover agent? If Hurd is guilty, and for fun let's say he is, this blathering by fellow teammate wide receiver Roy Williams must rank as the greatest travesty of misplaced sympathy and mushy misunderstanding ever. Especially a guy from Texas with a wife and a daughter. I know it has to be tough for him because he has his family. If the guy was such a doting, dutiful family man, he wouldn't have his whole snout in the dirty hole of big-time drug dealing. There are consequences to crime. Or is that not taught at universities anymore? Maybe a ghetto booty crew, he talks of a co-conspirator, had greater influence on Sam than did higher education. 685,000 smackers. That's Sam's pay this season. Another source says $2 million. Assuming he has a wife and children, whatever those bucks may be, plus a signing bonus of $1.35 million, ought to keep them in grocery money. So if money isn't the driving force for his moonlighting job as an entrepreneur on the dark side, what on earth is the attraction? Free drugs? The thrill of meeting shady characters in seedy places? Mental retardation? Or is it a simple character flaw? He might have lots of time in the big house, 40 years in a Texas prison for federal drug charges where the criminal complaint was registered, to mull over any personality deficiencies. He's only 26. He had, theoretically, a whole life pretty well in front of him. To throw it away on cocaine and marijuana seems ludicrous. Maybe idle time is the devil's workshop. He was pegged as a potential drug dealer back in the summer when he was a Dallas Cowboy, just as the NFL lockout was ending. Perhaps he thought he'd be sitting out the season and needed something to do. He could have taken a course or two, but selling powder to rodents with runny noses sounds much more glamorous. Chicago Bears coach Lovie Smith said that if Hurd had these criminal tendencies, he was able to mask them while the club did his preliminary background check before signing him up. Lovie's in shock. The club figured out something was wrong when he missed practice. Hopefully the club won't pile on and file Hurd for absenteeism. The Chicago Bears official website, at least on 15 December 2011, wasn't trying to hide these unpalatable facts, splashing news of their dismay on the home page. The only thing worse than a suspected criminal is their lawyer. Get a load of this line from one of Hurd's lawyers, David Kenner. We have complete confidence in him. What, to pay the bill? Then again, it could very well mean we are pretty sure he's guilty as all get out, but hey, we get paid, so 1 out of 2 isn't bad. Linebacker Lance Briggs made an equally fatuous comment. We all make mistakes. A mistake is when you stub your toe. A complete flub, bong, boner, head up the butt move is when you risk a promising career and a young family for a toot and a puff. Here's a great tweet by ProFootballTalk.com's Greg Rosenthal. It's amazing that being an NFL player was Sam Hurd's side job. Sam Hurd was released on a sweet $100,000 cash bond. Seem low? Something's not kosher. Maybe the evidence they have on Hurd isn't that great after all. Stacy, his wife, was standing by her man at the bond hearing, but the Bears, in placing Sam on waivers, have dropped the receiver with both hands, notwithstanding the presumption of innocence. Another of Hurd's lawyers, Brett Greenfield, is either naively innocent or clinically crackers. He said that Hurd wasn't selling to any other NFL players. Fair enough. He might have bolstered reassurance to the public by stating his client didn't sell anything to anybody, period, but when he posited that Hurd hopes to play with another NFL team this season, that's kooky. Here's a toughie. Magistrate Young Kim told Hurd he better shake a leg as soon as the shackles were removed once he left the courtroom and get a job or look for one. But isn't this exactly what he shouldn't be doing? He had 3 jobs, 2 in the NFL as a special teams guy and receiver, and 1 in the ne'er-do-well world as a dealer. Industriousness is the least of this guy's problems. His alma mater of football learning, the Northern Illinois Huskies, made no mention of Sam's sticky situation on their website. It's clear, despite transferable skills between the two professions, like learning pass routes and drug routes, Sam Hurd was a better backup receiver than a full-time dealer, though he had Super Bowl dreams for the latter. He wanted to move 5 to 10 kilos of coke and 1,000 pounds of grass in Chicago per week. Any way you slice it, chop it, cut it, by nook or by crook, it's some kind of playbook.